Hi everyone and welcome to Leah's Cross Stitch Corner. I nearly got it wrong again there. I really need to learn my own name. This is FlossTube number 21 and happy November. When you're watching this, me and Graham will be in Glasgow for City and Colour, but as you can see we're still in our bedroom today because I'm filming it a bit sooner. So yeah, we've got 2 weeks of annual leave, so this is our second week when you're watching this. Unfortunately, yeah, second week unfortunately rather than first. Last week we'll have been to Scarborough and it'll have been amazing, I just know it. And this week when this video goes up we're going to see City and Colour in Glasgow, so we're going on the Tuesday, and then when this video goes up on the Wednesday we're coming home. We'll probably be home before this video goes up, to be fair, or at least on the train anyway. My stitching buddy is Hiya. Summer. She's not very happy with me. She tried to get up to sit with me, and as you can see, I am holding a whiteboard, all will be explained in a minute. And she wanted to get up, but like there's no room for her and me and the whiteboard. So she's on the bed and she's in a bit of a huff, as per. She's not happy that we're going away. She doesn't like it when we go away. So you might be wondering, what is this? Why am I holding this? So I thought for today we will go through some cross-stitch acronyms and cross-stitch terms, and I'll just describe them. It's another one like that's more for newbies, but sometimes people don't know about things until they watch a video. I didn't know about the loop start for ages and ages and ages and ages. So yeah, it's, you know, I'm always learning new things myself, so I thought I would just go through a few bits and bobs. I'm going to start with acronyms. I've got a few here to go through. Do you like my whiteboard? Graham bought it for me. So I discussed this video with him and I was like, I want to go through some acronyms. I want to be able to write them down. So like, I need something like holds it here. I should have put my Lowry stand here. I could have probably just popped it on there and held it up. Because my arms are going to be knackered holding it up. And I said to him, ideally, I'd like to write it down on a whiteboard or a blackboard or something. And he bought me a whiteboard because he's the best. So I'm putting it into action today. This isn't the first time I'll use it, but yeah. So I'm going to go through some acronyms first of all, and then go through some cross-stitch terms. I don't have any live examples to show any of these things, but I'm hoping that I describe them enough because I'm a teacher, that I'll be able to actually describe it and make it make sense. Just one more thing before I get started. I am on TikTok now. I mean, by the time this video goes up, I'll have been on TikTok for like a month. You can find me at Leah's X Stitch Corner. So it's the same, just with X instead of cross. At Leah's Cross Stitch Corner. And I'm posting like little videos, fun videos, tutorials, things like that on there. I did a review recently of my finished joy pizza from Hoops and Crosses, because I did want to do videos on this channel, but they're not going to be long videos like me FlossTube. So I thought they're better for like a TikTok or an Instagram, like an Instagram reel or something. So yeah. That's the plan. So if you want to go and follow me on TikTok, by all means, go and find me. I do follow everybody else back, especially if you post about cross-stitch things, because I love to follow them and like them and all that TikTok stuff. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm like a dinosaur, really, when it comes to these things. So anyway, let's get stuck in to FlossTube number 21. I can't believe we've gone past 20 already. At this point, as I'm filming, I'm 3 subscribers away from 200, but obviously before this video goes up I've got like 3 videos planned in 4. 3 and then this one, so 4. So hopefully I'll go well over that by then, and I'm just very, very grateful. As per usual, I'm very grateful. I never thought I would get 20 or 50 or whatever, so to get 200 has been amazing. So now that I've waffled on for a little bit, as per, let's get stuck in. So, cross-stitch acronyms. I hope you can all read my board and my writing okay. I mean, even I'm struggling to see my writing because, well, it's inside out, backwards. So, cross-stitch acronyms. The first one is WIP. That's a nice and easy one. That is pretty much... Oh, I need to add another one. Sorry, 2 seconds. This is the kind of chaos you get with me. I had them all written down, so I don't know why I've missed that one. But that's a very important one. So, that's a nice easy one. That is work in progress. So anything that you are working on, any of your projects, can be considered a WIP if you haven't finished them. So that is a WIP. And you could call it a WIP if you want, but it just makes more sense to call it a WIP. Just like I'm going to call that one a SAL. Next up is the Art Jar. Now you might hear people refer to this as old ratty threads or old random threads. It is actually a real word. I nearly said world. It's actually sorry, I've got something in my eye. Excuse me. And no, it's not my eyeball, as my dad would say. It is actually a real word that comes from history. It is a historical word that people have kind of just made their own rather than using what it was meant. So it was actually meant as like leftover food, but we've obviously adopted it in the cross stitch community. I'm just trying to see where I can see me best and the board. We've adopted it obviously in the cross stitch community, and they've called it old ratty threads. I hate that. I think I don't know, it just makes me think of threads from like the 1800s or something, which is random, I know. Basically it's leftover threads, and what I do, I put them in a jar. I've got a Skull vodka bottle that my friend had, and he gave it to me, and it's like a clear one. So I've got that downstairs to fill up with my old ratty threads. I hate that description of it. So with my leftover threads. And upstairs I've got a whiskey bottle. So I made it's not whiskey. You're getting it wrong, Leah. It's bourbon. It's a Maker's Mark bourbon bottle, and I've got them upstairs in the office for my leftover threads. So yes, please don't call them old ratty threads in my company. I don't like it. Next up, HAED. Now this took me forever to figure out what this was. Like, I felt like such an idiot because it's obvious when you know, but I didn't know. So I was like, happy ever after? I was like, happy ever after death? Like, well, what does it mean? No. Turns out it's Heaven and Earth Designs. So basically that is a company that do big, huge, full coverage pieces. They're very prominent actually. You know, any cross stitch group you're in, you'll probably see people doing a Heaven and Earth design. I personally haven't done one yet. I'd like to, but they're a lot of work. I have enough patterns and things to be doing anyway. So yeah, Heaven and Earth Design is HAED. And like I say, that took me ages. I didn't know what that was. Until somebody actually pointed it out. Everybody kept going, HAED, HAED. And I was like, just tell me what it is. Like, people tend to not assume, or people assume that everybody knows everything when it comes to cross stitch. So everybody gets some kind of acronym book when like they first start cross stitching. That's not the case. And it always bugs me when people don't actually explain what it is, because then you'll never learn. How are you going to learn if nobody will tell you? So that's that one. Next up is FFO. You may sometimes see it as FO instead. So it's a finally or fully finished object, or just finished object. Yeah, that's basically for your finished pieces. So once you finish it, FFO it or FO it, and it means a fully finished object or a finally finished object. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have a drink. Do you know what? It's because I don't think I breathe. I talk too fast. And I don't breathe correctly like I normally do. I don't yawn this much in real life. Trust me. But as soon as I turn the camera on, it's like, oh, it's like utter chaos. But I think it's because I talk too fast and don't necessarily breathe properly. I couldn't be a singer. Jeez, I couldn't be a singer. Next up, LNS. You could also see that as ONS, so that's a local needlework shop or online needlework shop. This is primarily an American acronym. I more or less see this on when the Americans post, is there an LNS nearby? Is there an LNS? And I honestly thought it was a brand of shops when I first started stitching. But no, it just means local needlework shop without having to actually name it. You know, it's just a local needlework shop. So it's a handy one to know. And the last one, the one that I forgot. What kind of video would this have been if I hadn't included SAL? Tell me. It would have been poor. You'd have all been shouting at me and being like, Leah, where's the SAL? So SAL is stitch along. So if you're taking part in a stitch along, I'm doing 2 live ones at the moment. The Christmas tree one for Little Dove Designs. I've just started that one last night actually. And the Trick or Treat Lakeside Needlecraft one by Tiny Modernist. I'm doing that one as well. I am waiting for my poles, the extender poles on the Q-Snap before I can do that. I'm still waiting. I bought some on Facebook and they haven't arrived, and they were meant to have been sent like a week ago. Yeah. So I've just bought some more from Lakeside Needlecraft, in fact, because I needed some fabric. Because one of my lovely watchers, Pauline, I was talking about that fabric that I bought, the lightning one, and she did a lighthouse. So we got talking about it and she was telling me about it, and she sent me a picture via email, and it was in a World of Cross Stitching magazine from 2019 that I didn't have. So she kindly agreed to send it to me so I can do it. So I had to buy a second lot of that fabric. Oh, excuse me. One to do the lighthouse, and the second one to do the, excuse me, the ship in a bottle. So thank you, Pauline, for that. I really, really appreciate it. I can't wait to get stuck into it. It's going to look so good. Pauline's looks really amazing, actually. So yeah, I'm very excited. You can't just go on Lakeside Needlecraft and only buy poles. You need to get it up to the free shipping limit. So I got 2 packs of poles. That fabric, like I said, the Fabric Flare Stormy Night fabric, and I got 2 offcuts of even weave. So there was a checked, like a black and white check, and like some kind of bluey linen. I've never stitched on linen before, but Lucy told me last week that linen is just a bit of a bumpier version of even weave, so like get very rustic kind of look. So I thought I'd get some and give it a go. Why not? So there are all the cross stitch acronyms. If I've forgotten any, put them in the comments below. That way anybody who watches the video will hopefully have a look at the comments, and just tell me that I'm an idiot who forgot, especially if I've got any like obvious ones. I did have them written down, I swear. Somebody on Facebook linked me to a list of all of them, and I copied down as many as I could that I thought were relevant anyway. So yeah, hopefully I've covered most of them. I'll be so annoyed if somebody like points out a really obvious one that I've forgotten. And now once we turn the board over, we have cross stitch terms. Let's go through them. So yeah, that was very Taylor Swift. At the end of one of our songs, she goes, "It's I forgot you existed," and she goes, like, yeah, and that sounded very Taylor Swifty to me. Oh, this is why you come here, right? For chaos, summer, my hoop wall. I love that. Hey, baby, are you alright? No, just because you've got your tie on doesn't mean you can bark. She's gone for the business casual look today. Graham knew I was shooting a video, so she's in a Mickey Mouse hoodie that she got. I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, and Graham's put a tie on. Hey, no, Summer. Granted, there is somebody out there. Summer. Hey. Yeah, you're not gonna get through there. Are you done? Are you done? No. The viewers don't want to hear you. They want to see you because you're cute. No. Hey. Good girl. Right, anyway. After that small interruption. So the first term I want to go through is frogging. A lot of people don't know what it means. It basically means to take out your stitches. So like frogs go ribbit. This is rip it. Honestly, I swear I'm not making it up. If you Google it, you will find out. It basically means that you've got to take some stitches out. So you've put some in the wrong colour, or you've put them in the wrong place. Yeah, that's what frogging means. It just means to take out stitches that you've put in. I tend not to frog. I think I've spoke about this before. So I kind of go with the flow. If I make a mistake, I go with the flow and I just allow it to be. The only time I will frog is if I put a colour in incorrectly. So if I use a colour that I'm not meant to use and it's like a completely different colour, I'll frog it out. I don't otherwise frog, I just leave it be, because what's the point? It makes it more unique to me, and there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with it massively. You can always tweak a pattern slightly to make it work. So that's what it means. What it means? That sounded really weird there. When the frog comes to visit, you'll have to do some frogging. Yeah, and you have to kick the frog out. It's such a thing on Facebook where people are like, the frog's in Northamptonshire, I've just kicked him out. I don't tell people if the frog comes personally, but some people do quite enjoy the hilarity of it. The next term, backstitch. This is a love it or hate it kind of thing. There's some companies that don't even do backstitch. Caterpillar Cross Stitch, for example, don't do backstitch on their designs. Some people do take it upon themselves to do it, and I'll be honest, never looks quite as good as when it's like meant to be there, if you ask me personally, because a lot of people do it like where they make it look very pixelated because they just follow the outline of where the stitches are, and it doesn't create a good effect. You know, backstitch ideally you're just meant to bop it like straight through. So backstitch is when you add a backstitch, basically. Yeah, you add like a, I don't know how best to explain it. It's like when you highlight text. So, you know, if you go in to, like, if you highlight some text when you're editing it in a program, and it adds that, like, background of black so you can view it better. Like, if you do white text on white, like on a white background, that's essentially what backstitch is. It's just outlining what's actually there. I should have really brought a cross stitch to actually show you, but never mind. But basically, you just, you know, you're just giving it definition. Backstitch gives a lot of stitches definition. You know, you'll see it if you can see. I don't know how clear the video is, probably not massively. Backstitch is basically just definition. That's what it is. It's definition on cross stitch, and it just makes it look better. Next up is 2/1, 1/1, and you might be like, what does that mean? So in my Ada video, I talked about even weave and how you go over the threads. So the 2 and the 1 refers to how many threads you use. So traditionally on even weave, you go 2/2. If you Summer, shut up. Lie down. Good girl. You put me right off. So 2/1 refers to 2 threads over 1 hole. 1/1 refers to 1 thread over 1 hole. 2/2 refers to 2 threads over 2 holes. So it's how many threads over how many holes is what the over means. So on the trick or treat stitch along that I'm doing, it's on 32 count even weave, and I'm using 2 threads over 2 holes, and that's how you do that. And that's all it means. It's very complicated. It took me ages to figure it out when Amy at Nifty Stitch was talking about it in her videos. She was going 1/1, full cross, 1/1, and I was like, what? Huh? But that's basically what it means. So it's 1 thread over 1 hole, 2 threads over 1 hole, 2 threads over 2 holes. Next is railroading. I just had to check to make sure. I railroad on occasion. Sometimes I do it if I think the thread isn't looking great. Basically what it means is when you pull your stitch up and you go to poke it back through the next hole, you essentially split the 2 threads that you're using. I always stitch using 2 threads on anything. So you basically just put the needle through those threads and it makes it look neater, or so they say. I don't think it makes a massive amount of difference. That's why I don't do it all of the time. I think sometimes it takes a lot more effort. Do you know? I bet you can hear that. I've closed the windows as well. Every single day when I start filming, or every week when I start filming, there's always something going on. So I apologise. It's going to completely ruin the video because all you're going to be able to hear is that drilling. But I apologise. I can't do anything about it, to be fair. So we'll just crack on. We only have a few more terms to go and then I'll wrap up. So railroading, I don't think it's effective. Some people might, and some people maybe do it all of the time. I think it takes too much time. And basically you just split the threads, put your thread through, and away you go. traveling, I do this all the time. Some people say you shouldn't travel over like more than 2 holes or 3 holes or 5 holes or whatever. I will travel as far as it'll let me. Sometimes if you're doing confetti, so if you've got a lot of single stitches in one area, it's difficult to do one stitch, tuck it all away, then start again. Do one stitch, tuck it all away, then go and start again. So I just travel across. It makes absolutely no difference to me. I travel so much. Sometimes it's like a I've got it up there. I don't know what you call it. It's like a constellation. You can just like see constellations on the back of my stitching. And that leads nicely, I'll skip loop start for now, that leads nicely into confetti, which is basically single stitches separate from everything else. So you, like I say, you've got one here, one here, one here, one here. Historical Sampler Company have a lot of like confetti kind of like stitches. I think Heaven and Earth Designs sometimes has a lot of confetti, a lot of different colour changes. Sometimes confetti is necessary. Sometimes confetti is the result of a bad pattern conversion. So you've got to be careful. Historical Sampler do it on purpose. Heaven and Earth Designs do it on purpose. It's part of their designs. But some bad pattern conversions you buy on Etsy, that is bad confetti. It's not good. So I'll cover parking. I'll come do the loop start by itself. So parking is basically where you've got like 5 threads on the go, and you basically just like park them, like literally. It is, a lot of these terms are as obvious as what they sound like. I've never done parking before. So you basically stitch that colour, then go down to where it comes next and just put it in and just leave it, then stitch another colour and then park it where it goes next, stitch a third colour and park what's next, and then you can just pick up your colours at random. I don't park. I don't do a lot of full coverage, which would really be what the most beneficial for parking is the thing. I tend to do small designs. Maybe one day I'll do parking. I think it just looks so chaotic. I am chaotic enough without adding extra chaos in when it comes to like something like parking and stuff. It's not for me. But it's very effective. I'm sure it's really, really effective. I would struggle so much and I'd end up tangling the threads and everything. It would be so chaotic. But that's what parking is. Now I'll come back up to the loop start because Stash and Stitch and Buddy are like separate entities. So the loop start is my absolute favourite way to start a thread. I didn't learn, I used to just get 2 threads out of the skein, hold them behind and then like go over them like by doing my line of stitches and just like hide it that way. But the loop start is just the best thing ever. So what you do is you get 1 length of thread, you fold it in half, poke it up like you would do your normal stitch, but when you go back down the hole, the little loop that it's got on the back, put the needle through there, pull it tight, and boom, loop start. Well, that was really easy to explain it actually. Wow, go me, well done me. And bear in mind, I've got a bloody drill going on out here that's doing my nutting. So I explained that very well, I think. So that's basically loop start. I loop start all the time. It's the only way I start my threads. I've had to do 3 strands for this little dove stitch along, and I hate it. I hate it because I can't loop start. But yeah, hopefully back to 2 threads for the rest of that stitch. Next is the stash. That is pretty much every cross stitch that you have. Anything that you've got tucked away for a rainy day, that's your stash. It could be fabrics, Ada, threads, anything of the sort comes into your stash. I have a nice big stash. Graham says I've got too much. I don't know what he's talking about. We'll get rid of his Blu-rays before we get rid of my cross stitch stash. He's gonna go nuts when he hears that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We have this running joke. He has loads of Blu-rays, like, and I'm not just talking like 100. He has literally probably like 1,000 up to 2,000 kind of thing, and it's a running joke where he says, "I've nearly bought all of them, Leah. I've got all of them. I don't need any more. I've nearly bought them all, so my collection will be complete." And then the next thing you know, he's bought the Lord of the Rings 6 film set, like of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, or he's telling me I don't have the Bodyguard, I don't have the Chucky box set, this, that, and the other. And it never ends. He's been talking about this for 3 years now, and he's still nowhere nearer to finishing his collection. Yeah. And yet I've got too many cross stitches. Defend me below, guys. Tell him I need as many cross stitches as he needs films. Yeah, tell him. Last up, Stitching Buddy, and I'm going to get her over in a sec if she'll come. That is your pet. It's somebody who helps you with your stitching or hinders your stitching. More likely hinders, let's be honest. Nah, Summer's a good girl. She tends to just lie while I'm stitching. I've seen so many pets who destroy cross stitches, destroy patterns. First off, I'm like, why are you letting your pet do that? Summer isn't that kind. Maybe it's just because Summer isn't that kind of dog, to be fair. She doesn't destroy things. If she gets a baby, she carries it round like a toy. She carries it round. She's very chill. So that's the last one. So I'm going to put this whiteboard down because, oh my god, my arms hurt. Are you coming here? Summer? Come here. Come here. Come on. We're playing hard to get again. Come here. Come on. Come here. Hey, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That helps with algorithms and stuff, I'm led to believe. Subscribe if you want to. I post content like this every Wednesday at 7 PM. Summer's usually here. Leave a comment. Let me know. Are there any terms you don't know? I'll happily explain them in the comments if you'd like me to. Is this a video that you enjoyed? Would you like me to do more like this? To be honest, I tend to do what I like, I'll be honest. If I enjoy this kind of content, I'll do this kind of content. I don't want to do content that I don't enjoy, and I don't want to do content that I don't get excited about. Like, I was really excited to get me whiteboard and stuff. Very nerdy, if you ask me. But I'm a big nerd. What can I say? Baby? Summer? Come on. Come on. Come on. Mommy. What's this? Come see. Come here. Come on. She's got a tie on. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can see it. Come on, Summer. Come on over. What's that on your nose? We have to go and clean the guinea pigs next. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hurry. Hurry. She's not having it. Summer. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to come? Come on. Away. 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 She's such a tease, you guys. And I know you probably get to this point in the video and you probably just turn off because, like, you're sick of me trying to get her to come over. But I do enjoy it and she enjoys it as well. But I'll wrap up now. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, I apologise about the noise. Every single time I come to film a video, there is somebody making noise. This used to be the quietest street in history, and now it just isn't. It just truly is not. There's always something going on, and it does my absolute nothing. You know, I'm having some time off work at the minute. Obviously, I'm on annual leave now, but when I'm filming this video, I've been off for a little bit. And you know, you're trying to rest and trying to relax, and it's just chaos. It's utter chaos. What you gonna do? Anyway, have a lovely week, gang, and I'll see you all next week, Wednesday at 7, for another video. Bye.